Former flyweight world champion, former super bantamweight world champion, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, former lightweight world champion, former light welterweight world champion, and reigning, defending WBO welterweight champion of the world.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. Today, people win the lottery. You get like a shooting star through the night, and that happened for Chris Algieri when he beat Ruslan Provodnikov and became a world titleist. Not only became a world titleist, he became the front runner for a guaranteed multi-million-pound contract against Manny Pacquiao in Macau. It's a tough fight. Let's take that away from it. Pacquiao is the favourite, but Algieri does have some skill, what he proved in the fight. Ade?
It is a tough fight, and it's a tough fight for many reasons. I think the main reasons this is a tough fight is probably more to do with Pacquiao's desire, deterioration, and want compared to Algieri's skills. And let's not take it away from Algieri's skills here. 5 years ago, he murders Pacquiao. I mean, Pacquiao murders him. This doesn't get past 4 or 5 rounds. Let's have it straight. Yeah. Now, it's called a close fight. Look, if we see the Pacquiao of 4 years ago, if we see a glimpse of the Pacquiao that fought Cotto, the Pacquiao fought Hatton, and Pacquiao fought Margarito, this fight is a banker. If we get to see a bit of the Pacquiao that fought Brandon Rios and the Pacquiao that fought Bradley the first time, where I didn't see the hunger, the desire, the killer instinct.
The Pacquiao that fought Shane Mosley.
If we see that Pacquiao, we might have a problem. And that makes for a better fight, I guess. It makes for a better fight.
Here's the thing with Manny Pacquiao. I'm a Pacquiao fan. I like Pacquiao, but as much as I like Pacquiao, I like boxing more. Yeah. So I always try to be as fair as I can. Yeah. Pacquiao has not scored a knockout, has not shown any hurt. Yeah, punch power or fire or desire for a good 3 years now. Maybe 3 years.
When was the last time he actually really hurt someone?
His last stoppage,
was the last time he really hurt someone?
I think his last stoppage was Cotto.
I think so. Might have to practice, but I think it is. Yeah. And obviously he's been knocked out in between that.
Pacquiao now, his life has changed. He's a man of God. It's a good thing for him. He's more committed to his family. He's more committed to the government and stuff in the Philippines, and that's taken his focus away from boxing onto other things. Boxing is not a play sport. It's not a part-time job. You're either in it or you're out. Since Pacquiao's had these other distractions, he's shaking hands with fighters. They're sparring between rounds. The desire, the killer instinct is not there.
See, I don't want to get into why I think Pacquiao is deteriorating, because that's a whole other video, and I think we've discussed that already. But the problem for Pacquiao is that if you listen to what Ryan says and you add in all those factors, let's add also the factors that he's getting older. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you add, he's not a 21-year-old that's shaking hands. We're talking 35. Yeah. That's been in wars. Yeah. I think everyone remembers a lot of the new people, the new breed to boxing fans. I only remember him since Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah. People forget the wars with Morales, Guerrera, Marquez, the first few fights. This guy's been in wars since for the last 15 years. So after a while, your body can't take that deterioration through the camps, through everything. It's hard.
I don't want to even list the name, but before Pacquiao actually came to Freddie Roach, he was just known for a slugger. Yep. He didn't have the boxing skills he had now. He didn't have the footwork. Didn't have the left hand. He didn't have certain things, and they were all added into his game. He was in tough fights a long time ago before he made it to a top fighter and a very long career, turning pro very, very young.
Everyone almost always talks about how will a knockout affect you. Yeah. Every time a boxer, especially a special boxer, gets knocked out, there's always that question. We asked the question about George Groves, and even he looked a bit shaky after Rabras. Yeah. We asked about how Pacquiao's going to look after the Marquez fight, and he's just literally looked okay. Nothing special, just okay. Algieri, as much as I don't think has a punch, has great boxing skill. That's the thing. I think Pacquiao's the kind of boxer you need to have something power to keep that guy off, because he's going to keep coming. He might not have the spike, but you still know you're going to get 120, 150 punches a round. That's just his output. Yeah. If he can continue that output through the fight, he wins the points decision for me quite comfortably.
It's one of those fights there where I think the catch weight is good for Pacquiao. Yeah. They've been saying for the past couple of years that Pacquiao might drop down to 140 because he was clearly not a 147 guy. Yeah. And, everyone looks at Pacquiao's weigh-ins. He barely ever weighed 147 ever in most of his fights. He always came in a couple pounds under.
Yeah, always 133, 144.
A couple of times he came in close, like one. I think
Margarito fight came in, quite big.
But like normally he doesn't fit the weight.
Yeah.
So find a guy who's more a natural guy. Even though Algieri's tall, he's find a guy more naturally his size, which makes the catch rate good for him. Also in this fight as well, whereas as much as Algieri has actually to win the fight, he's still in with a superior fighter. I.e., Ruslan Provodnikov is a tough son of a gun. We all know that. But Ruslan Provodnikov doesn't have the jab, the speed, the lateral movement, the footwork, or the balance of a Manny Pacquiao.
He doesn't. But when you've been in there with a guy like Provodnikov, a guy that I think has dented Timothy Bradley's career. Let's have it right. I think he's dented. I don't think we're watching the same Timothy Bradley we watched after that Provodnikov fight. That was war, and Bradley hasn't been right since. When you've taken that guy's best punch,
it gives you some sort of confidence inside.
Exactly. That's 140 pounds of that. Even today, no one still wants.
Yeah.
When you know you've been knocked down by him, you fought him with one eye and pretty much no legs, and you've still been able to beat him convincingly as well. For me,
that's why.
Confidence right
that's why I respect Algieri. It's not that he got knocked down hurt in the first round. It's not that he survived on guts and will into the second round. What impressed me the most was a one eye. When you got someone like with Provodnikov in you who could take you out with either hand, and you go 10 or 11 rounds with one eye, and that says a lot about the fighter itself. Most fighters would have quit. I've seen many fighters quit from a smaller cut that say, I'm going to quit. I hurt my arm, I hurt my leg. He went through the whole fight with that eye.
One thing about Pacquiao that has always been labelled at him, and it's very true, you watch all his fights, he's not a great boxer. We're not talking about a guy that's a technician here. I'm talking about, you watch when he throws his punches, his legs are square on, but he gets away because of his speed and his foot movement and his hand speed movement. I wouldn't say Algieri's a better boxer, but Algieri's not coming into the slump.
Algieri has better technical fundamentals.
It's more graceful.
Yeah,
it's more graceful. He knows he hasn't got the power, so he's got a good lateral movement. He moves. Comes from a kickboxing background, so you know his feet are always planted well.
I get your point. What you're trying to say. Pacquiao is his speed covers his faults.
Of course it does.
His speed covers his
same as Amir Khan in a
but
sense.
Someone like Algieri, who's tall, who's rangy, could box, keep that range. He boxes smoother in a sense than a Pacquiao.
We saw their head to head. It was more like a head to chest.
Yeah.
Pacquiao's 5'5", 5'6". Algieri's probably 5'10", 5'11", around my height. The last time Pacquiao fought anyone with that kind of height was Margarito, but Margarito isn't a boxer, he's a slugger as well. Pacquiao's not used to fighting guys that tall. I don't think he's ever fought anyone in his career that tall. I'm trying to go in my head. No one's that tall. So, I don't know if that's going to pose a problem for him as well. This fight really is all about who wants it more. Pacquiao is now, look, the Mayweather-Pacquiao clash, we're probably talking about it happening in May. So Pacquiao's got his sort of line of sight here. Algieri, look, you beat Pacquiao, every single boxing door opens.
Yeah,
you're the superstar now. So the hunger for Algieri is going to be huge.
See, okay, this fight is funny, but the other side of this fight is that, yes, hunger's good.
Yeah.
Yes, desire is good. Believing in yourself is good. But also you can go too far.
Yeah.
I think Algieri's press clippings have gone too far. I've mentioned it a couple of times in This Week in Boxing, whereas the Algieri camp and Algieri seem to think it's a very easy fight for them stylistically. Quotes of that, the best Algieri beats the best Pacquiao every day of the week. I'm like, really? It could be mind games. It could be trying to get into Pacquiao saying, look, you're older, we're younger, we're coming into you. But sometimes you've got to respect what's on the other side of the ring. And you're not talking about a guy that, he's okay. We're talking about the former #1 pound in the world, Pacquiao, who's only lost to another all-time Hall of Famer in Marquez in the past 2-3 years. Because no one really counts to Bradley as a loss. Pacquiao does not get beat in this current era. That's the point I'm making.
You know the thing, he doesn't, but because of the Cold War, we're not quite sure how good Pacquiao is at 147. Because a lot of the 147 guys we know were golden boy. Yeah. So he's had that he's had the trilogies with Marquez, had a double with Bradley, and a Brandon Reyes. So he's fought the same 5 guys. So 5 guys in like the last 5 years, I think. Algieri is unbeaten, and it almost reminds me a bit of. It's kind of similar to when Andre Ward fought Mikhail Kessler. Yeah. And what I mean is that in an unbeaten fighter, Mikhail Kessler was the dominant. He was favourite to win Super 6 easily. Yeah. And Andre Ward's count was like, this is an easy fight. Easy fight. We're going to do this, do that. Another one was like, what are you talking about?
And then he did.
He did. Yeah. I'm not trying to say, look, Andre Ward has obviously that Olympic background. I'm not trying to put him in the same, but what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when you do get an unbeaten fighter, and they see someone who's aging, who's slowing down a bit, and he's not got the kind of pump that Pacquiao used to have, it's a good time to fight Pacquiao.
Definitely good time to fight him. I'm just wondering if it's a fight too soon. Algieri just came out, just had this big party, got a world title. Is it a quick put too soon? Yes, he's not going to turn on the money. He's a fighter. He wants the opportunities, but I'm concerned of maybe the confidence, the ego, all the accolades thrown at him is just a bit too much. Reminds me of Buster Douglas when he fought Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, and he just beat Tyson.
Just beat Tyson. He knocked out Tyson. Oh my gosh, he just beat Tyson. Holyfield came in and destroyed him in 3 rounds.
I don't know if Algieri's playing mind games. I look at Algieri. I think he went to university, he studied a degree and all that. I think he's a lot smarter than he's trying to let on here.
No, he doesn't have to box.
Exactly. I think he's trying to only do the mind games. Problem is, Pacquiao don't fall for mind games. Pacquiao's the kind of person, like you say, he smiles and waves. How's the fight play out?
Honestly and truly, I'm going for Manny Pacquiao in this fight.
Yeah.
I'm going for what I know is consistent. Yeah. Pacquiao's work rate, even though when he's not putting the spot in, you can't outwork this guy when he's in the way at his best, or when he's firing on all cylinders. Algieri can try to keep reach and can box, but even in the Provodnikov fight, Algieri was backing up a lot. Pacquiao prefers that type of style where he's kind of a front runner. Pacquiao doesn't really fight good going backwards. He likes to go forwards. So if you've got someone who's comfortable going backwards in Algieri, I feel that kind of plays to Pacquiao's hands, and Pacquiao doesn't go for the stoppage no more. So I think it'll be a close but comfortable point decision. But I'm thinking that as good as Provodnikov is, it's a different ballgame fighting Manny Pacquiao.
Okay. Yes, it is a different ballgame fighting Manny Pacquiao, but I don't know where that Manny Pacquiao is anymore. This isn't the same Manny Pacquiao that literally knocked out all my favourite fighters. I don't know where that Manny Pacquiao is. But in saying that, beating Ruslan Provodnikov, yes, it can give you some confidence, but you're fighting a guy that walks around with stone in his legs. You know what I mean? We're talking about a guy that doesn't move, literally stands in the pocket. So Algieri looked like a fantastic boxer that night. And he was. Pacquiao is a completely different person. What do you want to say?
No.
Oh, Pacquiao is a completely different animal. And for that reason, I'd expect Pacquiao to get out of the point position. Like Ryan says, he doesn't go for the stoppage. I believe different. I don't think he can stop anyone anymore. But nonetheless, if he does win, it's a big fight, super fight with Mayweather in May. Will it happen? Who knows? But I think Pacquiao wins this by a wide decision. Look, tell us what you believe. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Email us as well, guys, at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at boxtalk.uk.
Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for subscribers are going. Check out ringnews24.com. Also, check out fightguru.com. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this edition of Boxtalk.